Are we back?
We're back.
Did you miss me?
I did.
Me too. I missed this. Anyways, this week we're still on over bodies, bodies, bodies. Many reasons. Very juicy. Let's get into it.
I'm still CM and that's still Hot Mama.
Excellent movie. So we did it for Halloween, but then, life is crazy. Halloween came.
Life is
Here's the
crazy.
pod.
Life is a highway.
I'm gonna ride
Um,
it all
all
night
night long.
long. Do, do,
Um,
do.
so everyone got very busy.
Mm.
Lots of it's peak sports season, so
There was a hurricane party. We had to go. It
yeah.
got out of
But
hand.
what matters is we're back. I'm happy to be back. I don't know about you, but anyways,
Ditto.
this is my third time watching Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Honestly, third, probably fourth.
No way.
Um, I really love it. I think it's an excellent film, and none of my friends do. And
Oh my
my
God.
sister and her husband didn't like it either. And I was like, okay, maybe you guys are just lame. Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I guess we should get into it. Should we get into the premise?
Yes, I fear some people who don't like it are like small braining it. So we'll just break it. Maybe they just don't get it. So
Also,
we'll
maybe
just
they've
like,
never been in like that type of friend group.
right. And some of these people are Floridians. I first want to address the accusation that hurricane parties are not a real thing. Hurricane parties are absolutely a real thing.
Absolutely.
Um, that was
Also,
not,
not evacuating when you should. Absolutely a thing. My dad almost did it last October when um hurricane, forget its name,
was that
battered,
Harvey?
I don't know, battered the south coast of Florida. It came in literally through our backyard essentially. And
Mm-hmm.
we evacuated one day prior to that hitting, and he would have stayed if not for my mom and I. So,
A
that
staple of Florida
it
culture.
is very, yeah, like staying in storms you shouldn't be is a big thing that happens. Lots of people lose their lives to it. And which brings me to the movie. Okay.
It's like that sometimes. Excellent opening scene. Gonna reel in some queers with that opener. Myself included. I saw those girls. I said, I'm sat.
I'm sat. I'm locked
I'm
in.
seated. Yep. It was just like very raw and real, their opening kiss, which I feel like was intentional because you're supposed to think like, wow, this couple is
Solid.
so connected, right? At the peak of they're presumably either in the honeymoon phase or very in love. So wherever they're going,
There's definitely no one cheating, you know?
absolutely, they're clearly in love with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I bet you could turn over rocks in their relationship and nothing would happen.
Nothing.
And
Not a
so,
single bug.
not one. So they get
Not
in the
one.
car. The music is playing. It's like way too loud. Like something about it's like a daddy song, isn't it?
It's it's Charlie XCX, right?
Um, yeah, I guess. But they're like
It's
one's
365
texting.
Party Girl, right?
So they're like listening to party music, and V's like, "Don't
Oh no, you're
worry,
right. You're right. I'm wrong. It's Daddy AF by Slater.
let's go." Honestly, I bet Charlie is in the movie though. She seems like she's a fan of bodies, bodies, bodies.
Yeah.
If I had to guess,
I
she and
mean,
Rachel seem.
she has a song on the soundtrack.
Oh,
Track.
duh. Yeah, there you go. It's probably just playing at a different time.
Mm-hmm.
So they get there. At first, based on the car, it seems like B is like gonna be welcomed with open arms. They both will, maybe. They get there. The vibe is weird. Everyone's underwater. There's like this guy. He's like 45 to everyone else is like pretending to be in their 20s. He's
Lee
like
Pace.
Lee Pace.
He's played by Lee Pace. What his name's
All I
Greg.
can hear
Greg. His
is
name's Greg.
Greg. I was gonna say all I can hear is Alice, Rachel Snow going, babe, Greg,
Yeah.
Greg. So the only two guys are Greg, Lee Pace, and Pete Davidson. Um, and they're all in the water with their girls. They're both like, both their girlfriends are very affectionate. And so everyone who's not partnered up would
It's
feel
kind
very
of
out of
just
place.
on the peripheral watching.
Everyone's very affectionate. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I can't believe. Also, a hurricane's coming, you're having a party, whatever. Like, I won't say that I've never like gotten in the pool to splash out some water so it didn't overflow before a hurricane, but like, y'all get out of the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like,
like it is a good idea to drain that pool before, but who are we to
But
force
the
you?
lightning is coming, so
All
they hear
right.
thunder and
Not
lightning and
not to be FEMA, but like
no period. We meet
uh
Jade, beautiful, mean.
Jor- is it Jade or Jordan?
It's Jordan. We meet Jordan, beautiful,
You meet
mean.
Jordan. She's the actually the only single one there. So
Exactly. So
she's
that's
like the
probably who feels out
seventh
of
wheel,
place.
or yeah, like yeah.
Or
Tough.
is she?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Hmm.
Um, it's clear from the jump that she doesn't like Sophie, who is played by Amandla, and um, I don't. You can just tell from the beginning that there's a lot of tension. So you meet this
Yeah. Oh,
friend
yeah,
group
yeah.
of Sophie, who's played by Amandla, B, who's played by Maria Bakalova. They're a couple. They come in as a couple. They're the ones who it starts out with them making out. And then there's Pete Davidson, and he's playing a character named David. Easy to remember, Davidson David.
Wink.
And he's dating a girl named Emma, who's played by Chasey Wonders. And then there's Jordan, the one that we were just talking about, kind of having a thing. And then there's Alice, who's played by the beloved Rachel Senoy.
Love her.
Am I pronouncing that right?
I've heard both. I've always said Rachel Snow, but I've heard Rachel Snoy. I
You
mean,
can
no
say Rachel
offense.
Snow. We can call her.
I just want to be right, you know?
We can call her Rachel. And
Rachel.
Rachel Senoy. It's okay. She'll forgive us. She
I
plays
hope
a girl
so.
named Alice, and she's the one who's dating the older man, Greg. And so you meet them, and that those couples are all there, plus Jordan. And Sophie and B show up, and it's really clear that they weren't expecting them. They weren't expecting Sophie, their childhood friend, let alone her girlfriend B, who they're like,
Hmm.
who is this
We've never met her before.
odd,
They're polite to her.
vaguely Eastern European, like what? Who is this? Like, and so
When they split up and they show Sophie, no, they show B to her room and they show and Sophie and David go for a walk. I think David's exact words are, she's kind of cute in like a school shooter kind of way. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like I doubt
yeah,
that's what she was going for,
I
you
also
know?
like she didn't really give that vibe to me. To me, she did give like outcast, but not necessarily, because she wasn't a boy. Um,
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, that's so rare for women to commit
that's
violent
so rare.
crimes.
I hate
Arson, if anything.
there's famously the I hate Mondays girl who like
Hmm.
shot up her school. She hated Mondays. She lived across the street. It's either I hate
But
Mondays.
like a
Yeah.
lot of people feel that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's rare to have a girl school shooter, so that's why we were thrown off by it. But
hmm.
I guess
No, exactly. It's like it's not common. And she doesn't shoot up any schools for the record.
yeah. And I mean, knowing the premise, I feel like, and as you know, at this point in the podcast, we have all become scholars of the final girl trope, thanks
Of
to the
course.
love of our lives, Sydney Prescott. And so it was clear from the jump that she was probably going to be the final girl because she does give that energy. And I feel like if we're watching it from anyone's perspective, it's hers.
For
Because
sure.
she's sort of watching this like friendship that is like clearly rotted at the core between all of these like extremely privileged kids.
Hmm.
And
Because it's like, even if you weren't expecting her, like the house is gigantic. So, you know, they want for nothing. It's not like there's a shortage of resources.
yeah, and they're
Unless
staying
there's
at
bad blood, why
and
wouldn't
this
you be psyched to see her?
and this is taking place at
David's parents'
David's
house?
parents' house.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's their main house or like their mountain house or
One of their mansions, of course.
mountain house. Vacation
Hmm.
home, I
Mountain
should have said.
house. That's awesome.
Anyways,
They were just hunkering down for the hurricane. So everybody gets there, they lock up the hatches. Um, Before they go in, we see B go, oh gosh, I need one more thing from the car. And she's going to get this, like, I think it's a banana bread, which is so sweet, to be honest.
zucchini
Like,
bread.
oh, zucchini bread.
And the
Like,
only
you know,
reason why I
she's,
remember that is because I didn't know that was a thing.
oh,
Did
no
you?
way.
Did you know?
Yeah, I've heard of that before. Zucchini bread. I used
I'm
to go
di-
to this Amish bakery. Oh, you didn't used to go to Detweiler's? They have great zucchini bread.
no, but it would check out that they would have that.
Yeah, they have that. John used to love it, my
It
brother.
feels like a southern thing, so you'd think I'd know, but I don't know.
I was like, oh yeah, they had it in my hometown. And then I was like, oh my God, you're from my hometown. You know about this.
I
That's
do.
awesome.
We have a
So
huge
rare.
they're not listening, but we have a huge Amish community in our
No,
hometown.
they cheat, but not for like the
No,
pod.
there's
You know what I
not.
mean? They take their electric bikes to Subway.
I can say with full confidence, there's no Amish tapping into this.
None. Zero
Even if
percent.
they
If we get a
did,
little spike in the listeners, we'll know that it's because they borrowed
also,
a
even if they
laptop.
did, like this, like podcast is about us watching things on TV. So they'd be
Right.
like,
So
"What the?"
why would they tune in?
They'd be like, "What are they talking about?"
They're so
They have
funny. They'd
no
be like,
clue.
this sucks. This podcast sucks. All these
If
weird
there's if
stories.
there's anyone this podcast is not for, it's the Amish.
Anyways,
So they
so
batten
they're
down the
split up.
hatches.
Yes, they batten down the hatches. Despite not giving anybody a warning and that she was coming, Sophie is like, "Oh my gosh, where is this other person? Eric, I think is his name. This other person who has a history with Emma and David, mostly Emma, just told Emma like, "Oh, I'm in love with you," and David reacted really badly, so he's not there. But they're being kind of coy about it, her friends.
Yeah, there's like everyone's fighting. None,
There's all
yeah,
this like under the surface tension,
yeah, except for Greg.
backhanded
Yeah,
compliments.
except for I would say Greg and Alice are doing okay. She
Right.
doesn't. They don't really know each other well, and maybe that's why
Right.
they're doing okay.
Jordan is kind of trying to step a little bit in between Sophie and B, just like test the waters, like, rattle the cage, see how strong that relationship really is. And you can't tell like if she has a dislike for Sophie or she's just genuinely attracted to B. Can't seem that, that doesn't seem genuine, but so you're not really sure what her intentions are. We may find out later, but at the moment you're just like, yeah, I don't know why she would do that.
She gives clear antagonists. So yeah. So they lost.
So, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so to settle all of their tension, um, they decide like let's play bodies, bodies, bodies. Like let's play a little game. There's like, a couple of things that we missed, like there's some substance abuse going on. They're smoking, they're drinking. To celebrate the arrival of Sophie, they're like, oh, let's pop a bottle. And so they go grab a really expensive champagne from one of David's parents' shelves. And Greg, according to Alice, he's like this military man. That's what he told her on their Tinder dates, like their first date.
He's a vet.
Um, he's a veteran. So he grabs this really cool, it's like a movie prop, a machete from the wall. And he opens the bottle of champagne by like cutting the top off. And like David is peeved. He's so envious. He's not appreciative of this show off move and he clearly wants to like recreate it.
It's hardest to be the cool. It's hard to be the coolest in the room when like the dude is like Lee Pace.
No, exactly. But usually being rich is enough. Like it's really like most people are automatically less cool to David than David because they're less wealthy. And this guy is like cool because of his personality, and David's really struggling with that.
Yeah.
So he's baiting him. The boys are going back and forth. The girls are trading underhanded comments. They're like, you know what? Let's just all play a game. And poor B is like, no, 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 I don't drink. I don't want to smoke, whatever. She's sitting there finally starting to feel like one of the group. And she's just eating like a piece of cake, or maybe it's like a group of brownies. And Alice tells her, like, there's weed in that. And she's like, what? And she started eating like so much of it. And she's like, oh, yeah, I just wanted to tell you before you really went to town. And she's like this girl, it's gone. You know what I mean? Like, you should have told her that like 5 bites ago. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna have a bad night at this point. So before they can play the game, at first they're like, dance sequence, partying, conga line, all that jazz, very cool. I personally I've enjoyed a baked good edible. That's not the effects of a baked good marijuana edible. I don't know what was in those brownies, but it wasn't weed. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
girl would be zonked on the couch. She would be
No,
on
they were
Jupiter.
also like they're clearly also on stimulants.
Oh yeah, the other girls are on other things, but I'm talking about B. Like she's up there, she's partying, she's like full of energy and joy.
Hmm.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like that's not really what happens when you take you know what I mean? Like I think somebody might see that and go, "Wow, that's so fun." And it's like it doesn't really go like that, but that's cool.
Yeah. But it sets the tone that no one is really there's no one sober. Even
No.
though I will say Amanda's character is supposed to be sober, but she's not. That comes up later.
Yeah. So they decide to play. It's basically like Werewolf and Manhunt had a baby with Mafia.
Yeah.
Um,
Where basically like one person it's like what's it called? Amongst Us that everyone used to play like during the pandemic.
mm,
Where like one player is secretly the killer and then everyone else has to like figure out who it is before they get killed.
hmm
And so
But to kill, it's just a tap on the shoulder. So they play the first round. Nobody knows who anybody is. You know, they say bodies, bodies, bodies. The lights go off, and
the
Greg's
lights go
dead.
off because the storm hits.
Oh yeah,
Right when like the it's perfect. Right when like the game is starting, the wind picks up. Okay, guys.
phew. Very
So
cinematic.
lights go out because of the storm. They start the game, and then like from the jump, they really go after each other, like insulting each other.
And I'm talking about like David and Emma, like boyfriend and girlfriend of several years,
Yeah,
like
it's clear that the
everybody.
relationship isn't doing well. It's also clear that like yeah,
I think
I,
the first person who speaks is David, and he goes, "I think the killer is Emma," and it's like, you know
what
what I
like
mean? Like
yeah.
he's baiting her, and it's like, why? Because she's an actress, and he's like kind of denigrating her in front of everybody, just in like a childish sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
And other people get their, you know, get their lumps as well.
No
Like
one's
they,
safe.
no, exactly. They all dunk on David profusely. He gets super defensive. Um, you know, Greg obviously is dead, but you know, he comes up because they're like, why would anybody want to kill Greg who has a problem with him? And so, yeah.
So basically they're all fighting trying to figure out who the killer is. Eventually they find out I forget who's the like who was the killer in the game. Do you remember? It's
In the first round, but I do remember because when B comes back inside, she accuses Jordan of having a gun, and she doesn't have a gun, but she does have the
no,
piece of
I mean
paper
like the
in her
kill
pocket.
okay, I love this, but I'm talking about the killer in the game. Like in the actual when they're still playing the game. Like when they're
It, is that
everyone's alive and they're still playing the game.
right?
And
In bodies, bodies, bodies. Doesn't she have a piece of paper with that says she isn't Jordan the killer, and she won't admit that, and that's like a plot point. That's part of why they lose trust in Jordan because she's
is
the
it?
killer and she won't admit that. And so B tricks her into admitting it that she's the like she knows that Jordan doesn't have a gun, but she's like, turn out your pockets. And she's like, why wouldn't you have just told everybody that you're the killer?
Uh-huh.
And she's like, because I didn't want all this suspicion. Like, I didn't want the heat on me. I didn't, and she really didn't kill him. You know what I mean? But
I
like,
thought, are you sure it's not
let's
David?
look. After a vicious argument ensues in which it is revealed that Jordan was the quote killer in the bodies, bodies, bodies game, and she reveals resentment for Sophie.
Huh.
You don't remember this?
Apparently, I mean, I'm asked, I don't remember this. Also, ChatGPT is saying that it's unclear who the actual killer is because they all start accusing each other of being it.
Yeah, it was Jordan.
Okay. Don't they have the big fight? It's like, I'm not the killer, you're the killer. Like, right? Should I just ask who has the slip of paper in bodies, bodies, bodies?
It's Jordan because when she comes back in, that's she's like B tricks her. Like she says, like, "Oh, before I go, if I'm gonna be stuck outside, like the least y'all could do is one more thing for me. Like turn out your pockets. Jordan has a gun, and she knows Jordan doesn't have a gun. So Jordan is like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like I don't have a gun, and everyone knows Jordan doesn't have a gun. So she
Mm-hmm.
turns out her pockets, and it reveals the piece of paper that says killer, and
Okay.
she's like, you don't remember this? It's
No,
after they
and it's
kick.
crazy because I've seen it 3 times. But like,
It's after they kick B outside to go in the rain.
okay, all right, yeah, checks out. I mean, it's not actually super relevant to the plot, but like, or
No,
yeah,
I
it
mean
kind of is.
it's like a little bit relevant,
I mean, the
but
plot is that the fear. Like, I mean, they all think they
they
all think
accuse pretty much
all
everybody of being
everyone.
the killer except Jordan. I mean, her name gets thrown out there, but it's quickly squashed because David and Emma are so much more verbal. David, long story short, David makes Emma cry. You know, he gets so angry he breaks a glass and he storms off.
Goes outside.
He embarrasses Greg. Greg's like, I'm going to bed. I'm not dealing with this. Because he just kind of dresses him down verbally. So it's just the girls now. And they're talking about, like, why do you let him do that to you and all this stuff. And B wanders off because she feels like an outsider because the girls are kind of talking about the long-term relationship between Emma and David. So B wanders off just in time to see David's body hit the ground. And it's raining and there's lightning and blood and it's awful. And he's outside. So it's even more horrific because you see all this like chaos happening with the rain. And, they're trying to see if it's possible to save him, but it looks like his throat's been slit by that same samurai sword. And so, everyone's panicking. Clearly he's gone, in a matter of moments, but nobody has cell phone reception. The girls don't know what to do. They go back inside. They need a plan. They're like, okay, who wasn't with us? First things first, Greg. He's the only one who wasn't here. It makes sense. He and David have been beefing all night. Maybe Greg killed David. So let's go find Greg. Let's go find him. So they
And
start
also,
asking
in their defense, they saw Greg use that machete to open the bottle of wine. So they already
with
have this
such
like
finesse.
so they already like are like, okay, well, who do we know who knows how to do that? And the murder weapon is
A
there.
veteran.
A veteran, as Alice has told them, he's a vet. So they go find him.
Mm-hmm.
And to interrogate them. So they all
And where do they find him? Sleeping in his like bed, in like which is for some reason
he's
on the
isn't
gym
he's down
mat.
in the gym
He's
mat,
sleeping
right?
in the gym. Yeah,
With
he's
his
sleeping
red
in the
light, he
gym.
has his red light therapy mask on. King.
So he looks creepy as hell, but whatever.
But he has headphones on, like noise canceling headphones on. His red there,
Yeah.
he's zenned
He's
out.
a
Okay,
zen. He's
he's
a
in
zen man.
as
He's in the zone.
he's in full recovery mode. He's chilling.
He just
So
got dressed down by like a spoiled 23-year-old brat asshole in an oversized hoodie. He's
and
ready for bed.
he's middle aged. In fact, he shouldn't be there at all. Okay, so like that does
He's
actually.
like, is the girl I'm fucking worth all this? And so
Yeah,
he's just like, he's trying to get back into that mindset before she comes up to bed. So the girls come in and they're yelling at him and asking questions and where were you and where have you been and blah blah blah. And he's just glad to see number one, his girl, number two, David's not with him. So he's like, oh, I get it. Y'all are still playing the fucking game. Rah, you know what I mean? So he's like, he's the
he
worst
doesn't
thing
know.
possible. He's
He
chasing
doesn't.
the girls around. He doesn't know yet what happened.
Yeah, and
So
like
he's just trying to be goofy and
and
fun, and the girls are like screaming in terror.
yeah, and the goofiness of it all, it scares. He's scaring them by accident.
Makes for a great movie though, because he's like, in this scene he's shirtless, and it's like it's so perfect that it's Lee Pace because he's
Mm-hmm.
like buff and like in real life so sweet and harmless and just chasing. He's so scary with his sleep mask on because it totally covers. It's just perfect because of the silliness of it. And the girls are trying to convince Alice, Rachel Snow, that she doesn't know him and he's a bad guy and he could have killed David and that's their friend. And so Emma's there and she's like sobbing. And so, all these things are happening. And finally, B, like the gun goes off and she's shot Greg. And it's like, at first everyone's like,
No,
wow, it's so great that you would do that for
actually,
her.
Greg's the one that B kills with the kettlebell, right? They're in the gym. He's on the mat.
Oh, yeah, she kills him with a kettlebell.
And B, who is
Fuck.
already an outsider
That's so
and already weird,
vicious.
freaks out because she sees him. They're all afraid that he's the killer. They're convinced at this point that he's the killer. And
That's so sick.
and so B, who is already has that school shooter vibe, as they've said, picks up a kettlebell and hits him in the head and kills him, thinking
That's so much worse than what I thought.
thinking that she's defending
The group.
the girls. So
Right.
now we
Because she's
have
seeking
like,
that insider status, but also was in fear for her life, a little bit of both.
yeah.
Who doesn't want to be popular, but
And like it isn't in her defense, it would be self-defense because like she's literally convinced this guy's about to kill them.
mass
So
hysteria makes the law a really gray area.
yeah, so tension starts to rise even more because now two people are dead and we know at least one of them was killed by B and they watched it happen.
But at first the girls are like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, it's so sick that you would do that for us when we just met. Like, you must really love Sophie, blah, blah, blah. That's really cool. Alice doesn't take it super well. Like at first she's like, "Wait, I have a bunch more questions that I wanted to ask before we decided to kill him."
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts calling him her boyfriend, and everyone's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 like that wasn't your boyfriend." And so, everyone's very insensitive, and the girls start arguing again. And this is one of my favorite arguments because it's so funny. Um, we skipped over this part, but when she goes back to get not the banana bread.
The zucchini bread.
Sorry, my brain's cooked. When she went back to get the zucchini bread, B left the light on in the car. And so when David slid his throat, they went to get help, and it turns out the car battery is dead. So they're suspicious of her now because they're like, what if that was an intentional move? You know, Immediately in this argument, they start to turn attention on B in a negative way, even though she's just proved herself by killing Greg. And so there's some really great lines from Alice, aka Rachel, where she goes, "You're silencing me." When she's trying to talk to and about Greg and plead his case, and everyone's like, "Shut up and just let this happen." Um, Finally, they're getting to the bottom of some of their issues because they have no choice, and unfortunately, it's relevant to, okay, we know about this killer, we know about that killer. Next, we have, I believe, the staircase? Question mark.
Yeah. So they hold on, I can't hear anything.
Oh
They
no.
they come up and they get come up and then obviously this like creates even more tension for them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all fighting. Also like weird like little brags. Like Alice starts talking about her podcast. Shout out podcasters.
Shut up, podcast listeners. And the first thing, like when they're all by the pool, she goes, "Oh my God, I've been listening to the pod. Y'all sound so good. Like all this stuff. It sounds so genuine." And then she
And they
brings it
keep
up later.
yeah, they keep turning on each other. Like she's like,
Yeah.
like right, oh well, by the way, she hate listens to your podcast and like sort of like breaks down that sort of
Hmm.
thing breaks down and
And
Jordan
they're talking
accuses
about
Sophie later of relapsing. Like,
and they're talking about really deep stuff. Like, when they turn their attention back on B, they're like, we don't even know who she is, where she came from. She's like, she's not even in school. Like, the two things they know about B are that she's a student at this school and that she works at this game
yeah, so
store.
they're all,
And they dig into her life. They're both lies. And it's because her mom has BPD. And Rachel's like, I totally get that. I have body dysmorphia. And they're like, shut
shut
up.
up. Like, yeah. So, I mean, like, it is a group of friends that they all make it about themselves. And
Exactly.
so, like, basically, they just are accusing each other of, like, being just, like, bad people. There's, like, kind of a little bit of calmness. They start,
Oh, Jordan alleges that she's still hooking up with Sophie, which is T.
mm-hmm.
It's the first reason B has had to doubt Sophie. And she honestly, it does the trick. Like, B is suspicious.
Well, yeah, and also I think we forgot to mention as well that B finds someone else's underwear in what's her name's car in her girlfriend
Yeah, in the car. That
Amanda's
was fucked.
car, and
Yeah, in
that
Sophie's
has
car.
started her suspicion from the
Yeah.
jump.
She was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, they could be your friends, but like her
Yeah.
underwear? Like,
So yeah, that starts like the jump, and then they start dying.
she's like,
Emma,
go through her phone. They start running away
Emma,
from each other.
Emma, and
Alice,
out. No, who does all the drugs? I mean, they're
Jordan.
all pretty much on the drugs, right?
They're all on the
But
drugs.
Sophie and Emma are doing drugs, so like
Yeah.
they're out of it. I mean, Jordan later brings this up and it like accuses her of relapsing. She's
Yeah.
like, well, then I mean, God forbid a bitch relapses when all of her friends are doing drugs around her. Great friends you guys are. So
Retweet.
they're just all getting like more and more paranoid. And then Emma falls down the stairs and dies. So we have another
Yeah.
death. And
Then
it
they
that
start blaming you, like, who pushed her? And it's like, she just fell. She fell.
yeah. And so it gets crazy. Alice and Jordan start really fighting, and now comes the gun. Jordan has a gun, and eventually she ends up shooting Alice in a fight that they
Did you
have.
just shoot me?
She
In the leg, but still.
but yeah, I mean, and
She
they
could
don't
have
do.
been okay, but she bleeds out. They don't tie off her leg because they're
She
all
could have
screaming at
lived.
each other.
My sister always says, if there's two things you should always have in your house, whether you think you're going to need them or not: a tourniquet and Narcan. Like those two things saved many lives, and I mean, perhaps would have saved
I
two of the
don't think I
lives.
have either of those things, so maybe I should get
Most
them.
people don't because like what? But yeah, so if they had a tourniquet, she'd probably live. If they had like
They gave out Narcan for free at LA Pride last year. That's pretty
shit,
sick.
shout
Yeah,
out.
crazy. I don't know. That's expensive. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
Narcan should be free everywhere. Anyways, they they fight. So now we have now who's dead? Lots of people are dead. Emma's dead
Jordan
now. Alice
falls
is
over the
dead.
staircase onto the piano and dies.
But that's not
Alice,
till after. So like then there's the final three, which is Alice
oh,
and B and Jordan, and they're all
hmm
like kind of hiding from each other in the house. Like everyone's like freaking out, and now it's basically Sophie and B, like the original couple, have to come back together because
they want to live.
Jordan, who they do know has killed someone, has killed their
Mm,
friend, is out um like looking for them, like basically hunting them at this point. So eventually Sophie and B fight with her and she falls to her, she's pushed to her death and dies. And so
yeah.
they're the final two, the final girls. And like I said from the jump, you can tell that B was going to make it. Honestly, Sophie making it's kind of like a shock. It's also like it's all kind of Sophie's
Kind
fault
of
for
like,
like,
no way. She keeps saying, check her phone, check her phone. Like, we fucked right before this. And like,
so yeah, I mean,
where's the
Sophie and B
phone?
don't trust each other either, but they are the final
Mm-mm.
girls. They make it. Then we get to the end and the storm is over now. So they get their phones and they're going to call. And then B's like, which is like, after all they've been through, it's absolutely crazy to be like, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, blah, 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 blah. And they fight, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
both their phones are cooked. Like they've both broken their phones, so they can't call for help. And also, B is trying to check Sophie's phone to see if Jordan was telling the truth about them fucking right before they came out here. She's like, "We had sex. That's my underwear, literally in the car." And so
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "Let me see your phone." So they're fighting over it, and eventually Sophie just dunks her phone in the water because whatever's on it is obviously worse than losing her phone. So,
Dead giveaway. It's like,
so
oh,
for
I really don't
me,
think you,
that means she cheated.
like, yeah.
But also,
So,
like, how are you going to break up with, I mean, I would still do it, but how are you going to break up with somebody after you go through this together?
I
So
mean, they're
they're
both
laying
going, it
there.
doesn't matter. They're both fucking going to jail for the rest of their lives.
No, exactly.
So,
Well,
I
but yeah, probably.
undoubtedly,
Anyway,
undoubtedly.
so they're like, well, the only working phone here is David's, it looks like. And it's still a little cracked. And they have to, like, open his eyes. Oh, no, they have the wrong phone. Remember that? She goes to look at the phone and she goes, this isn't my phone. Whose
Yeah.
phone
And they
is
used
it? And
David,
it's
who's laying there dead. They
David's.
used his face ID to open it.
Yeah. And it works. And they're able to see the last thing he was doing, which is
He's
making
doing
a
it. He's
TikTok.
making a TikTok, and guess what's in his hand? That machete. And guess what he was trying to do? Open that
Open a
bottle
bottle of
like very cool
champagne.
Greg did. And I'm getting a call, but yeah. So it turns out that
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
yeah, and so he killed himself, and so them all falling apart and ending up killing each other was for naught because in reality there was no killer, and yeah.
We are the killers.
So I think I'm still not over it.
There's nothing so corrosive as suspicion.
Yeah, and I think that it's just like a great. We kind of rushed through it, but everyone should see it. We're still not over it, but I feel like it's a
Not
really good
over it. It's
dissection
amazing.
of how like if you have no trust in your friend group, things can fall apart so easily. I thought it was like
Pick your friends
a
carefully.
very good sort of like dissection of like staying friends with your childhood friends and like what it means. We love me and
Shout
Shelby
out
love
childhood
this. Me
friends.
and Shelby love to see it. We've known each other since we were little girls, but with that, you bring a whole history. And I think that the movie really sort of emphasizes that in the sense that like they just have so much history and so much tension, and they're together clearly out of like just having been friends for so long that like they should really none of them should really be friends
It's
anymore.
obligation,
It's out of
it's like
obligation,
they
and it was
tolerate each other. It's
yeah,
silly, but
and it
it's
fell
go where
apart
you're
so
celebrated,
easily
not
because their
tolerated.
whole foundation of their friendship was so rocky
Hmm
that it was easy for it to fall apart and them all to turn on each other and freak out. And yeah, I thought it was a perfect ending that you know
You're big braining it. Like I think the people who don't like it are little braining it. Like you just got. I think it has like a message. People are like, oh, it's mindless. Like, no, there's a message.
I can tell when a film is written by a woman I don't know if this was written by a woman,
Oh,
but it
amen.
was certainly directed by
Directed by
one.
one.
And I
Absolutely.
think you can tell, and I think it's a brilliant
Heavy
dissection of like
Rachel Snow influence.
it's great to see a like dissection of toxic like female friend groups. Like it's not, it's I mean, I guess we've seen it in before when we did the Heathers, but and Mean Girls.
And
But
Pretty Little Liars.
but I mean, we love that. We eat that up,
We love that.
and I'm still not over it.
Give me more.
All right, well, we'll be back.
Next week's a doozy, y'all.
Next week's a doozy. This was just a fun interlude, okay? I just wanted to talk about bodies a little bit. And clearly,
We're
like
back, back, back.
and maybe we need to watch it 4 times so that we get those plot things right. But we got the main point. We got the main point, okay? We get it. So I'm still not over it.
I'm not over it.